I'm going to make it a little more personal. And what I want to say is that sometimes when I wake up in the morning and realize the state of the world that I'm waking up to, I just want to crawl back into bed. And the reason I say that is if you look at things like the unwillingness of our governments to act with the necessary urgency to deal with global warming, if you look at the fact that we're being robbed blind again by the banks and corporations, a time when the capitalist system has starkly shown its shortcomings. There is not enough angry Canadians out there in the streets protesting what's going on. Instead, we're being told that we have to pay for their greed and their arrogance. This, our little valley here, bit of paradise, despite the talk of sustainability and the need for citizens' participation, the old boys are still firmly in control and will make their bucks with the shysters like Trilogy and Kensington. And of course, we have 4 more years of Gordon Campbell and the sell-off of BC. There's a whole litany of woes that I could recite. But what I want to talk about is, for those activists, people who consider themselves activists, especially those who've been in it for a long time, for a long haul, there are times when you feel like saying to hell with it. But people aren't listening, people aren't interested, the problems are just too damn big. And we can give up hope, we can give in to despair. So I think in these times of crisis, what we need to do is draw on our strength to endure, our strength to struggle, and our strength to win. And probably most of all, our strength to love. So where do we get that strength from? I think some of us get it from our religious faith, some from our political ideology, and beliefs that are so strong that some have willingly sacrificed their mortal lives to the cause. Some draw it from nature, as Wendell Berry says, from the peace of wild things. Some draw it from family, from their love and support, and some from the support of family, from friends and allies, something the left could use a little more work on. And we also draw strength and hope from the struggles of others in this world, whether it be Latin America, Iran, Burma, or Oshawa. We also draw it from our past history: Winnipeg General Strike in 1919, postal workers in 1978 when we defied Parliament, and here in Cumberland, it's a long history, including the strike of 1912 to 1914. And that is why events like Miners' Memorial Weekend are so important. I think it's Utah Phillips quoted somebody else, but he said basically, a long memory is the most radical thing in North America. So wherever you draw your strength from, I want you to remember to nurture it, to take care of the wellspring of hope that it is, and to take care of yourself. And I'd just like to conclude with a quotation from Howard Zinn. And he says, "To be hopeful in bad times is not foolishly romantic. It is based on the fact that human history is a history not only of cruelty, but also of compassion, sacrifice, courage, and kindness. What we choose to emphasize in this complex history will determine our lives. We see only the worst if it destroys our capacity to do something. If we remember those times, places, and there are many, where people have behaved magnificently, this gives us courage to act, and at least the possibility of sending this spinning top of the world in a different direction. And if we do act, in however a small way, we don't have to wait for a grand utopian future. The future is an infinite succession of presents, and to live now as we think humans should live, in defiance of all that is bad around us, is a marvelous victory. Thank you.